In our last episode, we explored why Dr. Jordan Peterson was misguided in worrying that making gay marriage legal would somehow encourage the neo-Marxist agenda. Quite the opposite, in fact, we concluded. In this short video, I wish to counterbalance my criticism of Peterson on gay marriage with something more positive, that is, why I believe Dr. Peterson and his message is good for the LGBT community. Now, I know this is controversial. At least in some circles, Peterson is mostly known for his stance on using gender-neutral pronouns to address people, and his related opposition to Canadian Bill C-16. Peterson is thus widely hated on the left. You know, one big reason I started to check out Jordan Peterson is because the left got a bit too excited about him. Quite often, where the left gets too excited, there's something great to see. I mean, it doesn't always work this way. I also checked out Milo Yiannopoulos because the left hated him, but it turns out that he had nothing new to offer, at least for me. I've seen it all from other people on Twitter, Reddit, and YouTube. But then again, I also checked out La La Land, which became my favorite movie of 2017, because the left said it was all white supremacy and cultural appropriation. Turns out that it is just a great musical about two dreamers and some jazz music. Commentary from parts of the left can get really weird, you know. But let's return to Jordan Peterson and the LGBT community. It has become unfortunately common in some circles to see Peterson as an enemy of the LGBT community. Now, I think this is totally unjustified. Firstly, Peterson has not mistreated any LGBT individual on the grounds of them being LGBT. Secondly, he has not even said anything particularly hurtful to the LGBT community. Thirdly, he has not come out in clear opposition to any piece of LGBT rights reform, except for Bill C-16, which he rested his opposition on concerns for free speech. Now, while many legal experts have said that his concerns are unfounded, he still has a right to his original opinion, and if he opposes the legislation on his concerns about free speech, there is nothing homophobic or transphobic about that. In fact, I believe that the arrival of Jordan Peterson's ideas may come to represent something good for the LGBT community. What I am about to say is going to be a bit controversial, but please listen to it with an open mind. Right now, collectivist ideologies are increasingly popular among some sections of the LGBT community. From what I've observed, such ideologies also often come with an encouragement of victim mentality, that you should blame the system out there for oppressing you. Peterson's message of individualism, of taking charge of your own life, could be a good antidote to this. I'm not saying that there isn't any discrimination out there. Life remains tough for many LGBT individuals. If we don't acknowledge this, we would be lying. However, the victim mentality, living life feeling like the whole world is against you, would only make things even worse. It makes people depressed, and depressed people can't live up to their potential. It is therefore unsurprising that I have seen quite a few LGBT individuals say that Peterson has been of great help to them. The other important contribution from Peterson is perhaps his ongoing discussion about neo-Marxism. It's a topic that I personally also have an interest in, something that I talk about quite often. Neo-Marxist ideologies have made significant inroads into many left-dominated areas in the past few years. The LGBT community being, let's face it, a left-dominated area, has seen its fair share of discussion about Marxism in recent years. Liberal and conservative LGBTs have not been winning the arguments, and I think this is worrying. I think that neo-Marxist thinking, which encourages people to be conscious about so-called systematic oppression, can be really bad for the mental health of individuals. As LGBT individuals already face a challenging life, the addition of a neo-Marxist attitude on top of that is really not helpful. As I have said in the past, Peterson's picture of neo-Marxism has several flaws to it, but nevertheless, he is the most high-profile person encouraging the discussion right now. He therefore provides not only opportunities for people to discuss, and hence reject neo-Marxism, but also a language and a framework to make arguments for those who disagree with neo-Marxism. In summary, I believe that the arrival of Jordan Peterson may come to represent a watershed moment in the history of the LGBT community, where at least some LGBT individuals decide to reject the victim and oppression mentality once and for all. What do you think? Leave me a comment and we can continue the discussion.